Hi, I'm Jennifer Holik with the Ancestral Souls Wisdom School. I wanted to talk a little bit about writing our own story, whether you want to call it a life story, maybe it's a chapter of your life, maybe it's a memoir that you're writing, or you're just trying to get down on paper some of the things that you've been through. And what happens when we get stuck? Is it really considered writer's block, or could it be something else? Now, for the last couple of years, I have been writing my own book about my own soul journey. And in 2019, I released a book called I Bring Dead Guys Home. You can find it on the Ancestral Souls Wisdom School. I'll post a link with this video. In that book, I told the story a little bit about some of my ancestors who showed up as my spirit guides and took me on a journey through all areas of life: business, personal relationships, professional relationships, creating a brand new business, stepping more into my healing path, doing all of these different things and creating this life in Europe that I lived from 2016 until 2020. And I told the story of the marriage I had with the Dutch man and the health issues and different things that were coming up for us. That story ended at the end of 2018 in that book. So I've been trying to write the end of the story and create a whole new book, give more information about my ancestors and the journey that I took with them to help other people. And I thought I would be able to finish writing my story in this book. But so far, we're getting ready to hit August 1st, 2022, and it's not quite done. I'm 90% done with the book, but I still have a little bit more to write. So what stops us from finishing these stories? What stops us from completing the book? Well, one of the things that has stopped me is kind of a roadblock of, hey, you need to start moving through this part of your healing journey. You need to look at this. Or somebody showed up in a dream and gave me information. And so now I need to sit with that part of my healing. Also, there are 3 generations, my World War II Navy grandparents, my parents, and myself with that Dutch husband who passed away in March. And there are still things that need to be healed there, and they are coming out layer by layer, and it's very slow. In fact, just over the last few days, a few more pieces of that big healing puzzle showed up, and it was very traumatic. It was very emotional, and it threw a lot of phrases out like unfinished business. And then overnight, last night, I was up in the middle of the night and the words "you are safe" came through. These are all part of my healing journey, part of the story that I'm still trying to tell. So sometimes we still have to complete certain things on our healing path. There are also possibly revelations that still need to come to light, experiences we still need to have before we can finish writing that story. So what do we do in the meantime? We really want to finish this book. We really want to finish this life story that we're writing. Or maybe we're creating a video or series of videos to tell our story. So what do we do when we kind of get stuck, or we have to stop and start going through the healing process of whatever's coming up? One of the best things that I think you can do is grab your journal, grab your favorite fountain pen or pen, and start writing. Note all the things that are showing up in your dreams. Note all of the experiences that you're having that seem connected. Note all of these phrases like unfinished business or you are safe and what is showing up for you. They may or may not be something that you include in your story, but you still probably have to work through them before you can finish your story or finish writing whatever part of your story that you're working on. If you would like more help writing your story, as I prepare to launch my next book, The Soul Traveler, this fall, I have a lot of Soul Traveler possibilities. So I'll put a link with this video. You can go take a look at all of these different possibilities. There is a writer's circle where we gather up to 3 times a month. You can attend 1, 2, or 3 times and do some writing prompts. Step out of your writing box. Listen to what other people have to share. There's also the Soul Traveler Storyteller group. So if you are looking for a community where you're going to be sharing with others, where you're going to be receiving feedback, where you have to be held accountable to deadlines to get the next part written. Even if it's not perfect, you're still being held accountable. You're still moving forward in your writing. The Soul Traveler Storyteller group is now open. I'm also starting a new YouTube series, Soul Traveler Stories, and I want to give people a platform to start telling their stories, sharing about their healing journey or their journey with their ancestors or that travel that they did. And maybe they had a spiritual experience, a spiritual awakening, or maybe they followed in the footsteps of their veteran or their ancestors. Maybe you're a grave adopter who has a story to tell. Maybe you're a professional. Maybe you wrote a book that other people should know about. This Soul Traveler Stories YouTube series is a place to give a voice to those who no longer have a voice. And for those of us who have just found our voices, or we need a space to share our stories and our voice, to do that. Coming later this year will also be the Soul Traveler Lifestory Bootcamp. And I also, of course, have my genogram and facilitation and chakra healing sessions. So you can explore all of those and choose what works for you. If you're not sure, you can always go to the freebie page. There's a link at the top of the Soul Traveler Possibilities page and join the mailing list and be notified when the new things come out. So I hope that you're writing. I hope that you are walking your soul's journey, being open to all of the awareness and all of the miracles and blessings that are showing up. And if I can help you write your stories or tell your stories, I would love to do that. Reach out if you have questions. Please go take a look at the link. And if you'd like to tell your story in the new Soul Traveler Stories series on YouTube, there is an application on that page that you can fill out, and I'll be in touch. This series launches in October.